Thank you so much for your patience. I was running late because no food. I had ordered lunch early, and then the restaurant canceled my order, and then they couldn't find somebody to bring my food. And finally, I was about to just cook something, but I hadn't planned to cook, and so it's hard for me to do readings for you and then go all afternoon with no food, and I have stuff I'm doing between readings and class. So anyway, long story short. Thank you for your patience. Is there a sound issue? Melissa says there's a sound issue. Check 1, 2. My mic says it is on and strong, baby. You know what I'll do? Because sometimes some of you will say you have sound issues, but then the rest of you are not. Alexis, if there's sound issues, will you let me know? That way I'm not trying to track it. Because some people will say yes, and some people will say no, the sound is fine. If you can't hear me though, Alexis, let me know, or if there's multiple of you in the feed. But I always check my sound before I start, so it's up right where it always is, but if you have an issue, just let me know. And Alexis, if you can track that for me, I'm happy to make changes. It looks like it's all good, so. Okay, today, woo, coming into the present moment. I'm feeling great. My blood pressure was kind of low, so thank you for blood sugar, I should say. So thank you for being patient while I eat lunch. These are the wisdom cards from Louise Hay. That's the deck that my spirit guides were like, oh, we're doing this today. Oh, okay, you hit the mute button. Okay, thank you for letting me know. So I'm gonna ask my spirit guides to help me be a good, clear, and open channel today for wisdom that wants to come through. I'm going to ask your spirit guides to help you open your energy field so that I can reach you. And together we're going to give thanks for wisdom and information and guidance that's already on its way. I'll be with you until about 3:15, 3:20 today. I have a little bit more prep for class to do, and then I have a call at 3:30 until 4. So that's how long we'll go today. We'll be missing about 5 minutes, yeah. Well, I'm on a really kind of particular way of eating right now this month as part of my Lionsgate cleanse. So normally I'll just kind of eat whatever the kids don't eat, but I'm being more particular right now. I'm feeling really good, actually. Been sleeping better, and highly recommend eating clean. Okay, I'm so happy. Let's get a party started. You ready? Okay, let's dive in with Susan Proctor. She says, hello all, this is my first card reading. Well, how cool is that? I'm very happy you're here. I'm always excited when I get to do a first reading. So Susan. Let's see what these spirit guides want to share with you today on this cloudy day in Southern California. No sun today. There's sun in my heart. For Susan. So these cards give you a mantra on one side, and then they kind of elaborate the mantra on the reverse. So Susan, it says, I am at peace. Good for you, Susan. And it says, I relax and enjoy life. I know that whatever I need to know is revealed to me in the perfect time and space sequence. Isn't that beautifully put? So let's see, Susan, what the guides want to say, what's coming through. You're starting a new cycle. A better cycle than the one you've been in. Does that make sense? It feels a little like this was due for you. Because it's been a little challenging the guides are saying about 18 to 24 months for you. I guess all of us have had a challenging last year and a half, but for you it's not just been like pandemic stuff, it's other things they're saying. So you're starting a new cycle now, and you're going to have more space in this cycle. Room to breathe, room to be is what they're saying. And this is going to be an important cycle for your gift of discernment. Because after this, you'll learn how to create this for yourself, so that the universe won't have to provide it. You'll get better, is what they're saying, at creating this sense of ease, which feels really good. They're talking about Jupiter. Um, what sign is Jupiter in your chart? Would like to know. That feels relevant to this conversation. Jupiter, of course, is getting ready to go retrograde, which I don't think is a good sign for world events. Remember that Jupiter is very protective of our good luck and our good health and our good fortune, and it's getting ready to go retrograde. So that may play a part in what I'm sharing with you now. Yay! I hope that's helpful for you. All right, Lauren Conway is going back to work on Friday. Is there any guidance for the upcoming school year? Let's see what you need to know. I wish there was any guidance for the upcoming school year. I have to tell you, being a parent right now, every phase of parenting is challenging, but figuring out how to protect your children during a pandemic is very challenging. So Lauren, let's see what the cards have to say for you going back to work. Lauren. I'm going to start channeling for you before I pull the card. What the guides are saying is you have been doing things a certain way. They're saying recently. What is recently? The last 3 to 6 months in your routine. And you need to maintain that. So even though you're going back to work and you're going to be busy, there are certain things, they say you know what it is. It's lifestyle things, but there's certain really good habits that you put into place, and they're talking about your schedule and how you're working with time, and you need to try to maintain that as you return, because that's going to create balance. Let me see what the card is. I dwell on positive thoughts, and it says, if good comes into my life and I deny it by saying I don't believe it, I will literally push my good away. Mental health. You have found ways to really, they're saying stabilize, like protect your mental health and well-being. And those are habits, they're saying patterns, cycles, schedules that you need to maintain. What it feels to me like, Lauren, is don't slip back into old patterns just because you're going back to work. You've learned a thing or two during this time that's actually really good for you, is what I'm feeling. And so as you kind of transition back into the way things were, don't lose sight of the way things have become. I like that for you. Okay. Where are we going, Spirit? Allie Lancaster, I would love a reading today. I'm considering taking a traveling nursing assignment and leaving the hospital that I've been with. I'm conflicted on the decision and would love some guidance. Have you made your yes and no list? Your pros and cons list? It's how I make every decision in my life. I always weigh, maybe it's my Libra rising, but I always weigh the benefits and the drawbacks, right? The liabilities and the against the benefits, because that's the best way to make a decision, you know. But try to make those lists from a heart place, not a mind place. Like, you know, I feel that a benefit is this, I feel that a challenge is this, versus I think the challenge is this, or I think the benefit is that. Let's see what the cards have to say for Allie. I relax and enjoy my life. I know that whatever I need to know is revealed to me in the perfect time and space sequence. It's a repeat card for us, which always happens, right? If you're new to these readings, it's like you'll start to see that even though this is a 52, I think, 64 card deck, I'll end up pulling like half a dozen cards. And I think it's just because we're all kind of connected. I think that's what it is. Oh, interesting. The spirit guides are saying you've already decided. I will share this with you based on what they're saying. Decisions are hard, And decisions are the most important part of our human life because decisions are how we activate free will. When you make a decision and it's the right decision, the accurate decision, there's an immediate sense of peace afterward. Like, okay, this is what I'm doing. When you make a decision and it's not the right decision, there isn't any peace right afterward. There's almost always a sense of like, let me think about it a little bit more. What if I did this? Hemming and hawing, waking up in the middle of the night. So if you've already made a decision and it's the accurate decision for you, then you should be feeling a sense of peace around it. If you've already made a decision and you don't have peace around it, it may not be the right decision for you. Your level of peace around your decision making is the gauge. Because your whole body will relax when it's the right choice, and your whole body will tense up when it's not. You know? So let your body read the situation. Right? Then you'll know. Right? So when people say, well, should I leave this person or stay with this person? It's like, tell yourself, you know? Tell yourself one and then tell yourself the other, and let your body be the metronome. Okay, Shelly Hughes. Hi, Shelly. Shelly says, would love a reading. I've been struggling today as it would have been my mom's 65th birthday. You survived having a Leo mom. Congratulations. We don't make it easy, but I see you. Happy heavenly birthday to your mom, Shelly. Let's see what the cards have to say for Shelly, Shelly, Shelly. Oh, she's with you. She's all around you. Ooh, I just felt like the whole... She's all around you. Happy birthday, Mama. Did you do something today that you would normally do with her on her birthday, or would have done for her? She's talking about a tradition or a custom or something that you would do on her birthday, and it feels like an acknowledgement that you did that today. It doesn't feel like anything big, but it feels important. Here's your affirmation. I am safe and secure in my world. Since if I have a compulsive habit, I realize that there is some need in my consciousness for this condition, or it would not be there. So our parents, right, whether you had parents that you get along with or don't get along with, or knew or didn't know or whatever, the parental cords are cords of they're primal, right? They're cords of safety and security and connection to your lineage, and they are not to be underestimated. And so parental birthdays always hold that energy, because your very being depended on them being, right? And so on the day of their birth, there's this whole lineage energy that gets activated, even if they're not alive in the human dimension, right? The third dimension, because they're still active in the other dimensions. So there is wisdom, the guides are saying, in what comes up for you today, and places where you can now heal what was not healed while she was here. And maybe that's part of this ceremony or connection or whatever it is, like, you know, whatever your routine used to be. Maybe there's value in doing that today, which honors all of that energy, right? I like that a lot. It feels accurate for me in terms of a lot of people I know and how they feel on the heavenly birthdays. Oh, really? Michelle's mom and I share a birthday too. Isn't that interesting? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's absolutely true. Okay. Let me see where I'm going now. Yeah, these are fun cards. If you don't have this deck, this is a good one. Circe had a Leo dad, a brother, and has a Leo son. I think you get a cape for that, or like a medal. I do. I think there's a place you can go online, like IHaveLeoRelatives.com, where you can get like a trophy. We're not easy to live with. All right, Jack's Skull says, I have started my job search. Does Spirit have any guidance for me? Jax has good energy around it, but I'll call you Jacqueline. And thank you for the sweet birthday wishes too. I really appreciate that. All right, so Jacqueline. Jax. Let's see what's coming up for you around work. I love myself totally in the now. It says, I am gentle, kind, and comforting to my inner child as we uncover and release the old negative messages within us. Oh, this is interesting what the guides are saying for you. Don't do something because you feel like you have to do it. Here's what they're saying. I'll just kind of blurt it out and you can see if it makes sense to you. What they're saying is part of what you need to be happy is you need a little bit of freedom and the capacity to, and play doesn't seem like the right word, but I'm going to say it because I'm having a hard time translating what they're showing me, but like, I guess freedom is a better word. You need freedom in what you do. So the guidance that they're giving me is there may be something that comes to you and it like looks right, feels like right, smells like right, tastes right. Like it's all it checks all the boxes, but it may not be the right opportunity for you. So the thing you need to ask yourself is, does whatever this thing that you're going to do, does it provide you with some freedom? If not, I don't think it's the right choice. So let that be your guide. It's kind of nice to have I call it a calculus, like a decision-making calculus. And I like to have criteria when I make decisions. Does it feel right in my body? Not just does it sound right to my head, but does it feel right in my body? We went and looked at we toyed with the idea of moving during the pandemic. I may have told you this. I don't think we are right now. But anyways, we went and looked at a house and it was like, it checked all the boxes, But the couple that was living there had a son, and the son, he's the reason I didn't proceed the house. And somebody else ended up buying the house. There was such sadness in that little boy's eyes. He was like 5 or 6 years old. And he kept kind of peeking at me around the corner when I was walking through the house. And I would ask him things like, is this your room? It's a cool room. Is that your desk? I like that desk. It's a good looking desk, But the sadness there. And again, everything on the surface looked really good, but my guides were like, there's too much in this house. You won't be able, it'll be so much for you to have to lift. You know what I mean? And so my body and my spirit were the decision makers in that. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So it's like, if I had just made a mental decision, like, oh yeah, I like this, I can afford it, it's cool, it's got this, that, and the other, all right, versus like energetically, this is not what I need to be doing right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, the sadness in his eyes turned me away. So sometimes when you go and apply for a job or you like have a Zoom interview or something, you might be able to see something in the person's eyes or hear it in their voice that you can't, like, it's not on paper, and it'll just be a sign. Let me see. Well, my garden is the other reason I didn't move. I mean, how would I ever recreate my garden, for God's sake? And what if I sold my house to somebody who didn't take care of it? I did that in San Diego. I had an incredible garden in San Diego in the first house that Dave and I bought 18 years ago. And we ended up moving, and I did a really beautiful job in my garden there. And I went back about 10 years ago to see it, and they had just ripped everything had died, and then they had ripped it up, and it was just like, I kind of wish I hadn't gone, you know what I mean? It's a little bit heartbreaking, so. Okay, I'm gonna stop digressing. Kim Ho. I would love a reading for clarity for what I need to know right now. Kim. I'm but there's 64 flipping cards in this deck. I end up pulling the same one because we're all connected. I dwell on positive thoughts. If good comes into my life and I deny it by saying I don't believe it, I literally push my good away. That's what the guides are saying. There's something that you're looking at through a lens of like worst case scenario, kind of something, and they want you to shift that perspective. It's like, just be aware of how important your thoughts are, right, and how much your thoughts can shape your reality and outcomes to situations. It's very important. Your guides want me to tell you that. And the reverse is also true. When you shift your perspective, it's like you'll be able to, because they're showing me like a long road. Whatever the situation is, it's quite complex, they're saying. And your ability to hold the space and move through without projecting a possible negative outcome onto it is actually going to dictate how it unfolds. So I'm glad you asked. Annette, can you not hear me? I do say the name of the person I'm reading for. Alexis can always post it too, but I just want to make sure, because I think I saw you ask that before too. So I just want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. Again, there was a mention of some audio issues at the beginning, so. Okay. Michelle Sweetup, she said, I just had some bad news. I can feel the energy. May I please have a reading to help me navigate this grief? Holding your hand. Michelle. Let's take a breath. Breath is how we avoid contractions, you know. Gotta breathe through it. Remember the exhale, how important it is. All my changes are easy to make. In order to change my life outside, I must change inside. The moment I'm willing to change, it is amazing how the universe begins to help me. It brings me what I need. So I want to be present to where you are right now, because I feel like the guides are trying to get me to look at where you're going. But I don't want that to sound insensitive, you know what I mean? There's something really good ahead of you. And this moment, which is important and it's really all we have, will be tempered by what is ahead of you. And so the grief and the sadness, and I feel a little bit of like surprise, a little bit too, like there's like a little like of this, is going to be tempered by the calm and the stability and the joy that's ahead of you. So I want to share that with you as a way of balancing the energy of this moment, while I acknowledge that I can sense the discomfort of this moment too. So I see you. But it will be balanced. I don't know if that helps. But thank you for being here and letting me give you a little boost. All right, Megan Easton said, the stress of this move is insane. Girl, every move is insane. That's another reason why I decided not to do it this year. I may still move this year. Every time I keep saying I didn't buy the house and I'm not moving, my guides are like throttling me a little bit. Maybe I am still moving this year. I don't know. I guess maybe I am. But so I'm going to stop saying that. But every move is insane. We're down to the last week before school starts, and I have to find a home before we can start moving. My daughter's going to middle school, so I refuse to move. Okay. All right, let's see what's coming up for you, Megan, in the cards. It's really hard to be a parent right now. You know, this time in our history has a lot of us feeling like children. You know, in the sense that like, we don't know, our root chakra is disrupted, we don't know if we're safe, we don't know what the future holds, and yet we have to hold all of that for our children and like, and kind of be their root chakra, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's an odd moment. Here's what the card says. I can heal myself on all levels. Healing means to make whole and to accept all parts of myself, not just the parts I like, but all of me. It does. They're just saying magnetize. Okay, you're being pushed by your circumstances. You need to. You're being pushed. You need to pull. Even if you only get quiet for a minute right now, I really want you to take a moment before this Lion's Gate closes, because we only have, what day is it today? Today's the 11th? Yeah, I guess it is the 11th. We have till Friday. While we're in the Lion's Gate, I really want you to magnetize, focus on magnetizing. Let's put it this way. If I was like with you, I would ask you to sit down and take 15 minutes and write me a story. And I'm not kidding, because I'd make you handwrite it. I'm not going to make you do that, but like if I was sitting there and you had no choice, I would. I'd like you to write me a story about how this all turns out perfectly. And then at the end, write the end. So it might look like, turns out we found the perfect place. And, you know, my daughters don't have to change schools, and this is what it looks like, and everybody's healthy and well, and we're very calm, and it's almost like it just fell out of the sky. It was so perfect. And we all lived happily ever after. The end. You need to narrate this process. Right now, it feels like you're in the passenger seat, and it's like, who's driving this thing? You need to get in the driver's seat. Is that helpful for you? Write me a story. If you want, take a picture of it. Email it. Send it to support.sagegoddess.com so I can read it. I want to read your story with the happy ending. The end. Tell the story to yourself every day. You know, higher self will tell the story. You don't have to worry about it. Just ask your higher self what the story looks like. That feels good, doesn't it? Maybe some of you need to do that. You need to write the story. Make sure you put the end at the end. Karen Carley, she said, Sweet Athena, I need spirit wisdom. Daughter had several appointments today to begin her treatment. Here we go. Karen. What does Karen need to know right now that she doesn't know today? How loved you are in this universe. You are mothering right now, but you are also being mothered. It's real hard sometimes because I've got the cards and then I got them, and it's like, what do you want me to do first? I only listen to the winners, people who know what they are doing and who live a joyous, loving, prosperous life. I don't like the word winner. You know why? I really don't. I don't like dichotomous language, good, bad, winner, loser, because if something is good, then that by definition means something else has to be bad, because we only know one by the other, right? It's like, if there's a winner, then by definition that means there's a loser. I don't really believe in a winner-loser universe, but that's me, so I'll put that out there. What they did show me, which feels like a really good sign. Have you ever seen Winged Victory? I left my phone in the other room by accident, otherwise I would pull up an image for you. But Karen, I want you to Google Nike, Nike. She's the goddess of victory in Greek mythology. That's why the shoe company chose her name. my son's name is Nikos, and Nikos is related to Nike, who's the goddess of victory. Nikos is the male version of Nike, and Nikos means victory of the people, right? I take that as a really good sign. You've got the winged goddess with you. I almost want you to get a statue of it, if that resonates with you, or get like a, I don't know. You need to maybe take a screenshot of a picture or something and put it on your cell phone as like your screen. I feel like she's important for you right now. Yep, see, Judith Walters. And then my Oracle deck was published. Poof, the end. And then I bought a new house where the owner's children were happy. The end. Oh my God. Good. Write your story with the ending, the way you see it in your mind's eye. Okay. Hold on, where am I going? Yeah. Well, you know what? Sometimes having kids, it makes some things harder. Like right now, I think it's harder going through a pandemic if you have, especially young children, because you have so much to think about in addition to your own stuff. But I also think it pulls you out of a lot of the deep sorrow and anxiety, you know what I mean? Just because we can't, if we're going to be good parents, we can't live there, right? So, Bianca Iveson, I would love my first reading if you feel called. Sure do. How you doing, Bianca? Let's see what the cards and the guides have to say for Bianca. I listen with love to my body's messages. My body, like everything else in my life, is a mirror of my inner thoughts and beliefs. Every cell responds to every single thought I think and every word I speak. It's interesting because I've been kind of saying that to most of you during today's readings. Right? It's like your body is a register of that. It is time to take better care of your body. What it feels like they're saying is that there was a time when you felt better or felt stronger, and there's a desire to get back to that time, physically speaking. And if you set that as an intention, this is what they're saying, they will align you with the resources that you need to make that happen. Is it that you're busy? Like, because it feels like you want to do that, but it also feels like there's like reasons why you haven't focused or prioritized physical wellness as much as you could or should or honestly would like to. So make that more of a focus and an intention. I don't sense that there's anything physically wrong with you, but I feel like there is an optimal health that you're trying to reach, and it needs more of your focus and your energy and your intention. So place your attention there, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's like the breadcrumbs, right? I remember that's what happened to me when I had really struggled to lose weight. This was like, how long ago was this? Maybe 7-8 years ago? It wasn't a lot, but it was like 20 pounds, and I was just carrying around weight of, I think it was energetic weight. And so I set the intention, and I literally bumped into an old friend who started telling me about apple cider vinegar. And it was like, that was an absolute game changer on every single level. And I think back to myself, like, what if I hadn't had that conversation with her? Now, maybe somebody else along the way would have mentioned ACV, but not quite in the way that she did, right? Where like I literally went after I talked to her to the store and bought it and started it. I was like, that's in my path, right? Okay. All right, Agnes would like a reading. Hold on. I had to put my fur baby Aussie down last Wednesday, and I'm dealing with guilt about not knowing sooner that he was likely suffering more than I thought. I went through that with Bella, Agnes. A lot of guilt, you know? I won't share my story because it's a long story, but she got injured and I just didn't realize how much her leg was hurting. And, you know, but you know, I mean, the vet told me there's no way I could have known, you know? We do the best we can with so much love for these fur babies who are really like our babies. So let me see what the cards are saying for you, Agnes. Agnes. Well, first of all, he's fine. That's the first thing I feel to tell you is he's fine. I am healthy and filled with energy. I feel the bounce in my step. I see my shining eyes. You know what the guides are saying? It's gonna make me cry. This card isn't about you, it's about him. He feels the bounce in his step. And the radiant him is right here with you. Maybe you just needed that little affirmation. He's okay. You did your best. It was enough. Woo. I'm telling you, with the fur babies, Bella's been gone 6.5 years. No, 6 years. And you know, it's like right there at the surface, always, baby. It's very sweet. He's okay. And now you just need to be okay. Yeah. Did you feel it too, Ida? It's really interesting, isn't it? No, this is him, this is him, this is him. It's good stuff. All right, Triva. Is it Triva or Treva? Triva. This is my first reading. I've been struggling with my mental health. Would love to hear the card's wisdom. My deepest gratitude. Hello, darling. Well, thank you. I'm happy to do a first reading for you. And thank you for saying that you've struggled with mental health. It kind of gives the rest of us like a permission slip to also be honest when we are too, because we all do from time to time, you know? I love this message for you. I think this is a wonderful message for you today. I deserve only good in my life. I release other people's fears and limitations. I think my own loving thoughts. That's just like good life advice, you know what I mean? Ooh, but what the guides are saying is interesting. The guides are saying part of what you need to do is ask yourself, what is mine in this? Whatever it is that is challenging for you at this moment. And only deal with what's yours. Set the rest aside. Yeah, that will help. That will help. Trying to get the camera to focus. That will help. It's weird that it's like there. That was good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you, EA. I really appreciate that. All right. Janine Gibbons. I would love some extra confirmation on whether I should quit my job this month. I've been getting lots of signs, but I feel like it's a spiritual test to trust the universe. Of course it is. Oh, universe, you're so tricksy. Janine. You got the winner card. I'm a natural winner. I only listen to the winners, people who know what they're doing and who live a joyous, loving, prosperous life. My pendulum says a no to the quitting. Is that accurate? So, will she know what to do? Yes. They're bringing me back to the wisdom from the beginning of these readings when I was talking to you about how to make a decision, right? Because that feels significant for a lot of us today. How do you make a decision? When you're getting data, right, from you've got your mind, right, with your thoughts, which is usually very rational and very logical, and like, you know, when it comes to like jobs, it's like, well, will you have enough money? Will you not have enough to pay the bills? Is it, you know, is there a growth path? Like all these things that we think about, right? Because I used to coach people in their careers. But then there's the energetics of, are you done with that place? Are you done with the lessons there? Is there something still for you to learn? Are there people still there who, you know, benefit from your presence? Your body will tell you what to do. And you may end up quitting in the future or leaving. I don't like the word quit either. Yeah, you may end up leaving in the future. I feel like it's a timing thing. I don't know if that makes sense for you. By the way, when I give you feedback, I'm never trying to tell you what to do, right? So if you come to me and you're like, no, I quit this month, I'm never going to say like, oh, well, you know, my pendulum said whatever. Like, it's just guidance for you. It's just information that, like, I would take that to mean that the situation feels more complex than what's on the surface. There's other factors at play there. Okay. Yeah, I don't like quit. I mean, I never quit anything. And I have left jobs before, not very many. I usually wait till the universe kind of boots me. I figure if I'm somewhere and the universe isn't booting me, then I probably have something to learn or offer, right? All right, I've got Kilo Kaylee. Hi, Kay. Kay says, I'm super grateful for class day. I'm super grateful for it too. And I would love any guidance from spirit guides for what's currently happening. Me too. Let's dig in, Kay. Let's see what the cards have to say. Okay. Bless my family with love. I think it means I bless my family with love. It looks like two or something, I don't know. If I want love and acceptance from my family, then I must have love and acceptance for them. Oh, my family doesn't like it when I say that. I have family members who like don't speak to each other for all the reasons, you know, the family members will give you for that. But I have an opposite philosophy about that in my own personal life. Anyway, I'm not going to digress. That's a story for another time, or a thought process for another time, because that's not related to Kay. Here's what's coming from the guides. Part of this time for you is about realizing that there's more than two paths. This is what they're saying. There's more than two paths. There's always a third path or a third way. And that third path is more complicated to walk because the yes, no, black, white, yin, yang is very clear. But the third path, it's very interesting what they're saying. The third path is a pathway of curiosity and inquiry. And it's not a path of answers, they're saying it's a path of questions. but it's a path of peace versus a path of conflict. It's interesting, isn't it? Like, I'm sitting with that, like, what does that mean? But it makes sense to me, right? Everything in our society right now is like split in two, right? And this feels like an invitation to almost see a natural third path between the two. And you can look at almost any part of life or your own life through that lens, right? The third path, which is not yes or no. Right? It's not right or wrong. It could be right and wrong, or not right, not wrong. If something's not right and it's not wrong, what is it? Whew. Where are we going, guys? Mary N. Hope that was helpful, Kate. Mary says, going through a rough time in my relationship and would like some guidance. Thank you in advance. I see you. Everybody I know is having a rough time in their relationship right now. Like, even my closest, personal friends are really having to go over it right now. Mary. That's why, it's like this third path thing is very interesting to me. Like, does it have to be this or that? Can it be something else? In relationships, that's usually a really powerful question to hold. Is there a third option? The partner's having a hard time. It's a lot of compassion there. Oof. What's going on there? I know I'm not reading for your partner, but it goes back to that question of what's yours in this, right? Being with what's yours. I'm safe and secure in my world. If I have a compulsive habit, I realize that there's some need in my consciousness for this conditioner or would not be there. Well, the guides are being pretty cut and dry. What do you need here? What do you need to be happy? I feel like they keep bringing me over to your partner. And if in what they're saying is like your partner, like this is a good relationship in a lot of ways. Your partner's in a particular place right now, and they keep saying needs compassion, needs compassion, needs compassion. So then my question to you is, what do you need? I hope that's helpful for you. What do you need right now? Like taking up your space, you know what I mean? And again, like write me the story of how this ends, right? And then we work through our problems, and I held the space with lots of compassion, right? Whew. Let's see. I'm gonna try to do like 2 or 3 quick readings. Spirit wants me to do like little quick, and then we'll do a collective, okay? Because they're leading me right now to, who's having surgery? Christine Lynn, quick reading. Surgery next week, birthday next week too. Feels good though, the energy feels good around it. I think you're ready, they're saying, for the surgery. Christine. My love is limitless. One of the bonuses about loving myself is that I get to feel good. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm getting is just, you're ready for the surgery. It's going to be good for you. And this next year ahead is going to be a good year too for you. Stay present to what your body's telling you, and your healing will go quickly. Yeah. Okay. Music's really loud. Is it? loud for you today. And it sounds kind of like the light parade at Disneyland. I'm going to change it before class. It's just a little weird for me right now. Okay. Let me go back. Okay, Julie Morris. I would love a first reading. Here we go, Julie. Julie. It's a great card too. I am willing to change and grow. When I am ready to make positive changes in my life, I attract whatever I need to help me. Kind of a theme today too, hasn't it? That like you'll have what you need when you need it. Don't be afraid is what the guides are saying. Trust that you'll have what you need when you need it. This next new moon is important for you. It's very important for you. That's good because you have some time, right? We just had a new moon, so. But this next one is important for you. It's related to work or money or both. And there's going to be some change and transformation in that domain, but it's good. It's going to work out in your favor. But don't head into the situation with fear. See, the music changed all of a sudden. It's like, I can do this. Okay, good. Okay. Tanya B. Would love to hear from my spirit team. My soul is weary. But I like this for you. My mind is a powerful healing tool, isn't it? Every illness holds a lesson for me to learn. Even the heaviness of your heart, right? The guides are saying don't be discouraged. Do something or spend time with someone who reminds you of the beauty in this world. That will be your antidote for this weariness. Yeah. That'll bring you back. I make you laugh with that, Alexis. Okay. It's Sherry Herring's birthday Friday. Sherry. Happy birthday to you, darling. Wishing you just the best of everything in this new year of your life. Sherry. That's kind of a weird card. I rejoice in my employment. There are people looking for exactly what I have to offer, and we are all being brought together on this checkerboard of life. They're talking about your human team, your support network here on Earth. Feels like that's going to be a focus for you in the coming year, is your network and community and people around you. And it doesn't feel so much about work as it feels like they're showing me you surrounded by a circle of people holding hands. And it's like the people around you. And there's nothing to do here. It's just to notice and be grateful for. Because I think the universe is going to be bringing more people into your life this year is what it feels like. Because they're showing me like the circle, and then they're showing me it kind of getting bigger or expanding. And it feels good. The energy around that feels really positive. So cheers to that. Okay. Now, I'm going to do a collective card for all of us. Yes, card for everyone in Soulship, Soulship, Soulship. Who's here today? Will be watching later. Card to guide us in our second week of work this month. We need to know that we don't know today in order to experience deeper joy and clarity and health and peace. This is so our card. And I love it because it didn't come up today yet. I am pure spirit. I am aware that I am pure consciousness. I am not lonely or lost or abandoned. I am one with all of life. Isn't that true? It's true. Guides are saying that is the lesson of this time. We will learn it first through division, and then we will learn it through integration. Isn't that powerful? It seems that way. The human spirit, this is what the guides are saying, the human spirit always knows how to find its way home. And so you're never lost. I like that. Yeah, I like it too. It's super good, isn't it? The human spirit always knows how to find its way home. And so it can never be lost. That feels good to my sometimes confused heart these days of the world and the state that it's in. I like that. Thank you, Spirit Guides. For that wisdom today, that felt real good. I want to give thanks for wisdom and information that came through. I hope it was a blessing. I want to thank your Spirit Guides and mine. Super good, right? Me too, Christina. Just keep holding the space, you know, it's like, it's such an important lesson. In just how important it is to hold a vibration. Because the vibration you're holding is more important than anything else that you can do. But we're trained as humans to think that that's not true, that we have to like do something or create something or build something, or it's like we don't. We just have to raise the cleanest vibration that we can in service of whatever the energy is that we're trying to manifest, right? Ooh, that filled my cup today a little bit. I think I needed you too today. So thank you for letting me get fed and grounded before we started. So today's class is Crystal Masters, starting at 4 p.m. on the Navaratna, the 9 stones. And I'm very excited to share this information with you. I think you're going to enjoy it. And I have some plans. I want to create an SG Navaratna, but not that looks like a traditional one. I'm just starting to let the wheels roll around in my head of what that would look like. Because I'm kind of obsessed with it. And I haven't taught the Navaratna in a while. You know, I wrote about it in my book a couple years ago. But my thinking has evolved on it over time because I've just met more people and had more conversations. And so I'm excited to update you with what I think is valuable about those 9 stones when we get together at 4 p.m. So in the meantime, enjoy. Go get some tea or whatever you need, baby. And I'll see you guys at 4 o'clock. I'm excited too.